Hey everyone. Before I begin, I want to thank you all for sharing your own thoughts and personal journeys on my last video where I talked about vertical investments on my free-to-play account. It was great to see that a lot of us are in the same boat. On the other hand, I also saw quite a few comments asking for post suggestions, and I want to share my thoughts on that today. Now, there are a ton of videos out there telling people who to pull for. There are videos telling you to only pull for the meta. There are videos telling you to only pull for waifus and husbandos. Personally, if you ask me though, I would like to think that the answer is somewhere in the middle. I am someone that cares about endgame performance, but at the same time, sometimes my favorite characters aren't meta. Now, my free-to-play account isn't the only one that skipped Casters and Finon last year. My main account also skipped those teams. I took a gamble and Aglaea on my main account. And you might be thinking, isn't Aglaea pretty good? If that was on your mind, congratulations. You actually kept up with her latest team compositions. But I will add that this is kind of speaking in hindsight. When she initially released, most people dismissed her as an easy skip. And there was a lot of doom posting surrounding her. And I would say some of Aglaea's concerns are legitimate. She is rough to manage without E1. She demands proper speed tuning. You can sometimes mess up her rotations. Hell, I still mess up sometimes to this day. But my god, when everything is set up correctly, she takes a ton of actions. Her speed goes through the roof. I love fast characters. And did I mention how big she is? So I took a bet on Aglaea. She is going to be my main push of version 3 on my main account. I learned how speed tuning works. I learned how Eagle works. I learned how to work out my own rotations for sustainless clears. I farmed relics until I hit the thresholds I wanted on all of her teammates, just to go back and refarm separate Eagle sets to push the limits even further. When a new character gets introduced, if they can bring my Aglaea to the next level, I pull for them. I got on all fours. I did it all for Aglaea. And now, I can confidently say that my dedication has paid off. I started uploading Aglaea showcase videos on this channel as of June of last year, and as you can see, all of those videos were 0 cycle clears. I included a couple of my favorite runs in the description below if you would like to check them out. Now, I want to point out that the team does have vertical investments. If you want to know the team setup for the run in this video, I left a link in the description below. But hey, that's why you're here, right? Like I mentioned earlier, if I only cared about the meta, I wouldn't have considered Aglaea in the first place. But at the same time, if I only cared about waifus over everything else, I also wouldn't be here talking about endgame either. If your favorite character happens to be meta, then you don't need to worry about all of this. But if your favorite is not meta, I am here to tell you that if you are willing to do whatever it takes to make your waifu or husbando shine, it is definitely possible. It's going to be tough if they are not a main push, but I would argue that it makes the eventual payoff way more satisfying. Just know that it will take some sacrifices along the way. I was okay with skipping Casters and Finon in favor of Aglaea and her team. If my favorite was an older character, I might even be looking at E6, along with additional vertical investments on their supports. So definitely be real with yourself. It's just a game at the end of the day. But if you are dead set on your waifu, give it your all. After playing this game since day one, the one thing that I realized is that the meta is always going to change. At some point, that shiny new Silver Wolf level 999 will no longer be showed by the endgame. But at the same time, it doesn't mean that you have to leave your favorites to die. It all comes down to how much you are willing to go the extra mile. So if you were to ask me about pulling suggestions, my answers will always center around the characters that will work best with the teams that you already have. Team synergy is perhaps the most important thing for success in this game, and especially so if you are looking to bring longevity to your existing favorites. In that case, vertical investments in the right places will matter a lot. If you want to pull for a new team, be honest with yourself about whether you are willing to pull for not just the new character, but also for the rest of their teammates as well. There was a point in time when E6 Acheron was untouchable, but if you look at her today, things are a lot different. If you don't have E2 Silverwolf, you know exactly what I'm talking about. And similarly, If I only pull for E6 Aglaea without considering Cyrene at all, for example, I may as well be throwing away my pose at this point. I hope you all enjoyed this video. If you'd like to see more videos like this in the future, be sure to like and subscribe, and feel free to ask questions in the comments. I'll do my best to get to everyone. I also stream 3 times a week with a focus on Honkai Star Rail endgames, so feel free to check out the link in the description below for more. Thanks again for watching, and I'll catch you all on the next one.